We have a lot to unpack here today. More than likely, I'm going to give you guys an update on NBA playoff ratings this afternoon, along with week 2 ratings in the USFL. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going to go out and get 9 holes of golf in, which probably not a good idea today because I'm just so incredibly frustrated right now. And for those of you guys that play golf out there, you know that it is not a good idea to play golf when you're aggravated. We have been working so hard trying to get this damn studio completed. I want to be in there right now, but for the love of God, I cannot get this damn sound straightened out. It's not an equipment issue, although I am getting ready to buy a new camera. If you guys have any recommendations on good HD quality cameras, let me know. But the camera I've been using, it's been fine. It was fine when I started out, but it's just time for an upgrade. But back to the sound. It is not a microphone issue. I can't get rid of the echo back there in that room. I spent hundreds of dollars on echo screens. Echo's still there. It's not as pronounced, but it's not something that I can upload and play for you guys. It's just too strong. We're going to add some rugs in there this weekend to try and absorb some of the sound. But outside of doing that, I don't know what the fuck else we can do. It's extremely annoying, and you couple that with the fact that I don't like interior design. I don't like decorating things. It's just not what I do. My frustration level right now, it just can't get any higher. But as frustrated as I am, my frustration doesn't come close to the level of frustration that everyone has towards the NCAA. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Social justice warriors, they are frustrated with the NCAA because they think the organization is inequitable. The NCAA doesn't treat women fairly. They are transphobic. It's so odd when you think about it. The last 12 months, the NCAA has inserted the woke broom right up their own ass. Us normal people, we are frustrated with the NCAA for different reasons. We are aggravated about them bending over for the unemployables. We were pissed off when they thought we were too stupid to understand what a real woman is. Look at the elegant Leah Thomas. Isn't she talented? Isn't she athletic? Isn't this such a beautiful woman? No, you dumb fuck. He's a damn man. If that's a woman, it's the ugliest woman I have ever seen. Us men, we have it relatively easy. We don't have to be Brad Pitt to be able to find beautiful women. We can use our humor, our intellect, our charm to overcome our looks. Women, though, they have it rough in that department. If you're a woman and you look like Leah Thomas, life is going to be extremely difficult for you. That dog won't hunt. Men may have it easier when it comes to looks, but it's balanced out with competence. When a woman is clueless about something, it might be considered cute or endearing. When a dude is clueless, it's unattractive. Like the ugly woman, if a dude is a dumbass, his life is going to be more difficult. If you ask any man, what is one of the most important qualities he wants in a relationship? Most are going to say respect. They want to be respected by their wife, their girlfriend. They want to be respected by their peers. You can't earn that respect if you're incompetent. It is the reason Mark Emmert is universally loathed and disrespected. It was announced yesterday. Mark Emmert, president of the NCAA, he and the NCAA are mutually parting ways effective June of next year. Let me translate that for you. Mark Emmert was fired. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. An incompetent institution like the NCAA hired someone incompetent like Mark Emmert to lead the organization and let him remain in the position for 12 fucking years. They fired his ass 1 year after giving him a contract extension. Why in the fuck they decided to extend his contract last year is anyone's guess. The list of poor decisions from Mark Emmert, it rivals the list of poor decisions from Joe Biden. Mark Emmert and Joe Biden, they are similar. Anytime you put a live mic in their face, something like this happens.
And here to present the trophy is the head of the basketball committee, Tom Burnett, to Coach Self and the Kansas Jayhawks, the University of Kansas Jayhawks.
Now that's an embarrassing moment, but it pales in comparison to the incompetence Mark Emmert displayed the last 12 years. Hell, his tenure started off with incompetence. Remember the Jerry Sandusky scandal at Penn State? Remember that? Mark Emmert imposed some of the strictest penalties that we have ever seen at the college level. He started to receive some backlash for the punishment. What does he do? He folds. He eased up on the restrictions. Then 2 years later, he tells the media that he handled the Penn State scandal really, really well. This was the first sign that Mark Emmert was not a leader. When you're in a position where you are leading thousands of people, you have got to stand firm in your decisions. You can't make a decision, then walk it back. People see it as a sign of weakness or incompetence, and they will take advantage. Whether you're in the right or you're in the wrong, there is always going to be backlash when decisions are made. Strong leaders stand firm. Incompetent leaders fold. The weakness shown by Mark Emmert in the Penn State scandal, that was just the beginning. Earlier this year, people were pushing the NCAA to make a decision regarding Leah Thomas. Normal people, they wanted Leah Thomas where he belonged, swimming with the dudes. The shitfuck community, they wanted Leah Thomas swimming with women. This represents progress. We are feminists, damn it. As you know, feminists have always supported the extinction of women's sports. For a strong leader, this should have been a simple decision. Leah, you are swimming with the men. But I don't want to swim with the men. I'm a lady. You have a dong in your pants, Leah. You're a man. I know I have a penis, but it's small. I identify as a lady. Your penis might be small, but you're still swimming with the men. That's it. All it took. Simple decision. What does Mark Emmert do? He kicks the decision to USA Swimming. He didn't want the backlash from Twitter virgins, and he didn't want the backlash from people who don't need a biologist to confirm gender. USA Swimming, they imposed restrictions that likely would have kept Leah Thomas from competing against women. Mark Emmert, he started feeling the heat from people who look like Rachel Levine. He once again walks back his original decision, allows Leah Thomas to compete. Now, those are just two examples. I could sit here for another hour and continue to show you the incompetence of Mark Emmert. I mean, back in 2015, the NCAA was being sued over a player's death at the D3 level. They went with the defense that they were not responsible for the safety of student athletes. The firing of Mark Emmert, it gives college sports a unique opportunity, an opportunity to achieve something that's long overdue. And I'm talking about the abolishment of the NCAA. Get rid of this useless organization. The NCAA is completely useless. It serves no purpose. We saw how useless they were during the 2020 football season. There was absolutely no structure. There was no organization. The SEC, they were trying to play a full schedule. The Pac-12, the Big Ten, they were hiding from the COVID. The 2020 season proved the NCAA is powerless. And if that's the case, what purpose do they serve? My social justice warriors out there who think the answer to everything is more government, big government, the NCAA is proof that idea doesn't work. There are something like 1,100 schools under the NCAA banner. It is impossible to write rules, regulations, laws, whatever the fuck, that cater to each program equally. Right now, the NCAA treats Alabama and Florida A&M like they're equals. The system is antiquated, it's outdated, it doesn't work. It's the same reason the Department of Education at the federal level doesn't work. These decisions need to be made at the local level. How can Mark Emmert, sitting at the NCAA offices in Indianapolis, know what's best for LSU? The SEC, or the president of LSU, should know what's best for their program. The last few years, there have been rumors of the Power 5 conferences shifting away from the NCAA. Now is the perfect time for this to happen. Power 5 schools, they have nothing in common with mid-majors, at least in terms of athletics. And let's be real. Power 5 programs have become minor league systems for the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. The NCAA, as incompetent as they are, they normally do one thing right every year, March Madness. But even that's being fucked with. Because of the weakness of Mark Emmert, March Madness was turned into an infomercial about gender equity. Back in 2017, Mark Emmert said the American public had lost confidence in the NCAA. 5 years later, do you think that confidence has been restored? New leadership is not going to solve the problems because the NCAA has proven they're not capable of finding good leaders. And what competent leader would want this fucking job anyway? There is one real solution to this problem. Abolish the NCAA. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, what do we replace the NCAA with? Nothing. There is no replacement. That's the point. Allow the Power 5 conferences to govern themselves. They've already been governing themselves anyway. The Power 5 can come together, create their own leagues, end the season with an NFL-style playoff format. The mid-majors, they can do the same at their level. That way, you have somewhat of an even playing field. The NCAA has proved big brother, big government does not work. It's not sustainable. But I'm interested to know what you think. Give me your thoughts on Mark Emmert resigning or being fired. But I'm more interested to know your thoughts on me comparing the NCAA to big government. Do you agree? The NCAA on a smaller scale is proof that big government doesn't work. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you this afternoon.